Hey, how's everybody going? This is Chris. Welcome to the Chris Lazar Show. Whoa, that light right there that looks like your little keychain light on your keychains that you would use to look around your car for. That's what this little thing right here looks like. I'm just gonna cover that up. That is distracting me. Looks like a mini lightsaber. Looks like a lightsaber thumbtack right there. Do you see that? Look how cool that is. This is a weird start to the show. My name is Chris Lazar. I am broadcasting live from upstairs today. The lighting's better. Look at this nice lighting. You see the painting in the back that I did in 5th grade. If you couldn't tell, I'm in my parents' house. You can tell now. So anyway, yeah, welcome, guys. Thank you very much for being here. I wonder if I need this turned up a little louder. That might be good. All right. Yeah, anyway, guys. Gosh, that's going to be distracting, that light. That seriously looks like that keychain light, though, that you look for change. Everybody had one. I remember people used to have those a ton. You would talk to everybody would have one of those except for you, and you felt left out. They came in all different shapes and sizes. You had the nightstick one where you would press a button and how much have you had to drink today, sir? It looked like that. And then you had the ones where you press like a pinch gauge. 60 pounds per square inch. Yes. And you would power the light with your pinch. My thumb hurt on that. Anyway, I'm going to try to keep that out of your eyes if you're watching this on YouTube. I'm going to try to keep that out of your eyes. I don't want to blind anybody. You could also watch this or listen to this on SoundCloud if you do not like that blue LED light there. Catch me on SoundCloud then. You won't have to worry about the light. You'll just have to worry about me talking in my annoying voice. Anyway, guys, it is July 16th, and I don't know why the date used to show in this little corner over here. I might post a picture of this. In this corner over here, the date used to show on my Windows computer, and now it's not showing anymore. I don't know why. It's kind of pissing me off, though, because I can't just look here. Now I got to hover over it, and it's going to tell me July 16th. It's not even going to tell me the time. Anyway, today, guys, I wanted to get into a couple things. We always get into a couple things. To be fair, I'm always getting into things, usually a couple at a time. I wanted to talk some baseball today. I have some interesting numbers for you guys. And then I wanted to talk about the last 2 weeks for me. Last week we talked about how I was up north, and it was a lot of fun. But this week I wanted to take a little different stroll around the block, if you will, and talk about how while I was up north, part of my family is in Europe right now. They're actually on their way back. And it's weird. It's been 3 of us, so me, my brother, Dad, and I in the house. Half of our family was gone. They're coming back, but they're technically still gone, but they're on their way back. Wow. Okay, this light's freaking me out. I'm gonna try to not pay attention. Anyway, so they've been gone, which means it's been my dad, brother, and I in the house, and nothing's gotten done. Nothing's gotten. Our mom left a list for us of things to do, and it didn't get done. We basically just said, you know what, fuck it. It's boys' night for the next 2 weeks. Let's just chill, order pizza, watch baseball, grab a beer. Nah, not that. Ugh. Not beers, but let's just hang out. It's just the guys. Just the guys. Let's watch action movies and just go out and golf. We did that a couple times. Yeah, let's do that. It was an interesting 2 weeks. I'll tell you something before we get into that. I'll tell you something that happened. Windows. Why did every Windows computer update at the same damn time? It was like a Future song. I got Mac, I got Windows at the same damn time. Always on, updating at the same damn time. Windows 7, Windows Vista at the same damn time. No, you shouldn't do that. Your computer's really slow at the same damn time. At the same damn time. Internet. Internet Explorer. Google Chrome at the same damn time. But seriously, we had Windows on at my where I work. Every computer had to update, like on Thursday or Wednesday. I get home, the same shit happens. What if I wanted to record on that day? It took 2 motherfucking hours for this computer to update. And I'm sitting here like, man, I don't even use half the shit you're updating, Microsoft. Just, that's the reason why I kind of liked Microsoft, because it's not a Mac. It's not Apple. Microsoft's going through this whole kick where they're trying to do this creative route, and I guess you got to do what you got to do. It is what it is. You got to compete. You got to think of new shit to do. I always pictured Microsoft like the movie Office Space. Microsoft to me was always the computer you use in the office. You're sitting down and you just got to punch out spreadsheets. And you're playing like solitaire. That's what Microsoft is to me. Whenever I thought of Mac, like the first time I thought of like Mac or like had an Apple, first of all was that movie Blank Check. It was a Disney movie. And like Apple was like a part of the theme of it or whatever. I don't necessarily remember. It's like a 20-year-old movie now. But whenever I think of Mac, I always think of like creative, artsy fartsy bullshit. Steve Jobs and the dancing shadows in the iPod commercial. God, I almost messed up. It's been a while since anybody said the word iPod. Whoever has an iPod, first of all, go up to them, slap them in the face, give them your old iPhone as a charity. Just fucking do it. All right? And I actually was guilty of that for up until I think 2013, 2014. I still had an iPod, which I was listening to. I had the iPod, the big one, the iPod Video. It was like 120 gigs. You could watch videos on it and shit. And that's the one I had. And I had a ton of great music on it. And then just one day, it just like, I don't know what happened. One day, I might have like clicked on the wheel thing too many times. Coming up close on y'all. I might have clicked on that wheel too many times, and it got all kinds of fucked up. Ever since then, I knew I had to get a smartphone. And the rest is history. But anyway, Windows updated. I couldn't do shit. I still had my phone, I guess, but there's still a lot of things I like doing on my laptop. There's this big push for mobile computing. There's a lot of things I really like doing on my laptop. Yeah. I like using Twitter on my laptop. I really do. I like being on Facebook. I like being on YouTube on my laptop. I guess it's kind of weird. Like, I have logged on to Instagram and Anchor on my laptop. It's not really built for that, but I have done it before. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So that happened. That happened in basically 2 weeks of like father-son bonding, in which case all the like to-do lists didn't get done. I posted an Instagram story of actually me watering the plants. It was one of the big things my mom said to do. Just make sure those plants get watered. She better not come back. And those new roses that she planted best not be dead. And I don't know if they're dead. I haven't checked them. I haven't watered them. I'm sorry. I did the first couple days, and then I prayed to God for some rain, and I got it. Like 3-4 days in a row here, it rained, and I was like, well, I don't have to water. God's got my back. We got this. So I didn't water. I didn't water yesterday. It was kind of hot. But yeah, didn't really do that. What else? What else was on this list? We had on the list to take out this trash that was sitting in the garage, and it didn't get done. She's going to come back home. She's going to, first of all, you walk into the house, you walk in through the garage, and it's going to be staring her right in the fucking face as she comes in. The crazy thing is, this isn't my stuff. This is my brother's stuff. But it's weird. All moms do this where she's going to say something, even though it should be done by one person, she's going to say that everybody should do it. Hey guys, make sure you take out this trash. Well, that's Matt's stuff. Shouldn't he take it out? Let's just make sure this gets done, guys. Let's just make sure. Matt, you got this, right? And he didn't do it. But then when she comes back, the first person that she sees, she's going to blame for that shit. She's not going to blame my brother Matt for it. You just watch. First person she sees, why isn't this done? Mom, Grandpa just got here. Why are you yelling at him? Seriously. First person she sees. And it doesn't even have to be somebody that lives in the house. It could be my uncle got home, or my uncle's here. And she just sees him, trash isn't out? Trash didn't get put out? You didn't take this? I'm just here for the barbecue, Stace. Don't put this on me. Another thing was the mail situation. God. My mom is very good about parsing through the mail and throwing out all the stuff that we do not need. We hung on to this mail. We're still hanging on to the mail. We have mail from like last Monday just piled up just in case. We got mail piled up with the address being like our address and then saying resident of. Whenever you see that, that should be like an automatic like toss in the garbage. I don't even know. Dude, we've lived in the same place for, I don't know, 15 plus years. We're still getting to the resident of 12345 Norris Drive. How don't you know our goddamn name yet? Hell, come up to our front door. I'll introduce you to us. So we got a bunch of mail. Food was not really an issue. I wouldn't say we made food, but like we didn't make food. We just found food combinations that nobody ever thought to try together. Like you find tortilla chips and Parmesan, like the shaker, sprinkle it on there. That was my dinner one night. Lots of microwave dinners. Breakfast was fine. I would make, eggs. We had plenty of. Make sure we got that protein, that protein. The guy's night. I survived. That's all I'll say. Survived on not eating lunch and a minimal dinner. I'm trying to think of what else really happened. Nothing really happened. That's the thing. Moms make things happen. Whenever it's just guys in the house, we don't take things too seriously. We're not out here vacuuming. I didn't vacuum usually I vacuum my room every week, but I didn't this week. Because there wasn't like that voice of reason badgering me in the mornings. Anyway, she's going to come back, and it's going to be an adjustment period for her and for us. She's going to have to adjust to the fact that she's coming back straight into work, and she's not going to have a whole lot of time to fix a bunch of the shit that we broke and to clean a bunch of the shit that we did not clean. Oh, gosh. And we're going to have to adjust to somebody wanting shit done every single day. God. I'm going to miss these. I'm going to miss these last 2 weeks. They're slowly coming to a close. Slowly, as every mile on that Dodge journey keeps rolling. This little honeymoon period that we were in is slowly coming to an end with every RPM turn of that Dodge journey. Oh, gosh. What else did today I worked out today. I don't know. Do you guys want to hear about me working out? Let's save that. Let's save that little story. I really wanted to get into some baseball. I really did. The one thing I wanted to talk about with baseball, this is going to be a shorter episode, that's fine, was the home run derby, which took place this week. Yeah, this week. This week. Yeah, this week. Dude, I'm still not in baseball mode. I'm still watching Lonzo Ball highlights. Like, it's still basketball season. I've never seen people like this excited for an NBA draft since like 2003, when the Pistons took Darko, and we could have had Dwayne Wade or Chris Bosh, or no, could we have had Dwayne Wade? Or no, like Carmelo Anthony. Like, you hear people here in Detroit talk about this all the time. But it's still at the NBA. I still feel like I'm in NBA season. I've never seen NBA games televised, summer games televised. They probably always have been, but I've never seen it up until this year, dude. Lonzo Ball, man, he's getting triple doubles. Markelle Fultz, the process. I'm just not in baseball mode yet. I'm slowly starting to get there. Slowly, ever so slowly. That's kind of what I want to talk about today. It's after the All-Star break. Shit kind of finally matters right now. Remember what I said before. Remember what I said when I had the interview. My good friend Carl. Well, 55% of teams that are leading before the All-Star break, that are leading their division before the All-Star break, this is going back 6 to 8 years, have gone on to win their division. It's almost a toss-up. I don't know what this motion is, but today I wanted to talk about something similar. Something similar was the home run derby that happened, as it happens every year. In the home run derby, I was interested in seeing, because you get these guys that come in here and they can crank home runs without a doubt. But I've always wondered what the numbers are before the derby, and then you go into the derby. And your swing probably changes a little bit in the home run derby because you got to crank home runs. I've never played baseball before, but I imagine you got a home run swing. I hear the announcers do it all the time. One guy whiffs at the ball. Home run swing right there. Okay, as opposed to like a single swing. I just figure you want to hit the ball no matter what in baseball. And if it goes out of the park, that's a bonus. That is how I would think of it. But anyway, I was just wondering if the home run derby changes you in that you come into the derby hitting a bunch of home runs, which you got to do to make the derby. It wouldn't make sense. If you hit 5 home runs and you were in the derby, obviously you're cranking out home runs, but do you crank out the same as after the derby? Now, I know that's a tough correlation to make, and correlation does not always mean causation. It's a long fucking season. You can't just reproduce the same results. People get injured and stuff after the All-Star break, which is the All-Star game is after the home run derby. So it's tough to correlate, right? But I wanted to see, first of all, who's in the home run derby, how their teams are doing, because I had a theory that people who hit a lot of home runs, their teams are generally not that great. And I don't really know why that is, but it's probably something to do with teams that go out and get a big free agent, or they throw a lot of money at a player because he's their best player. And obviously they're going after players who can produce a lot of offense, and they're probably going after like great pitching too. But you see bad teams get these guys who are, I don't know, phenoms, can crank home runs. And yes, they're great, but their teams aren't that good. And that's kind of what I saw when I was looking at this little data that I had here. So basically I looked at home runs by every home run derby champion going back 20 years and looking at their home runs before and home runs after the home run derby. And it's quite staggering. Only 4 times in the past 20 years has a player hit more home runs after the All-Star break than before. And this is just for derby champions. So in the last 20 years, the home run derby champion has hit more home runs after the All-Star break only 4 times. That's only happened 4 times. And it happened in, as I got my chart here, it happened in one of the times in 2000. Sammy Sosa hit 27 home runs after the All-Star break, 23 before. It also happened in 2004. Miguel Tejada, with his first season with the Orioles, hit 19 after the All-Star break, 15 before. 2006, Ryan Howard had a beast of a season. Actually, that is the most home runs hit in a season. What did he hit? He almost hit 60. That's the most. We haven't come close to 58 since. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think we've come close. What did Chris Davis hit that one year? I don't even think Chris Davis touched 50. And Miguel Cabrera hit like 40 and 44, I think, 2 years straight. So Ryan Howard did it. And then the next instance of this was 2009, former Tiger, Prince Fielder, in 2009 when he was with the Brewers. 24 after, and 22 before. And there's a lot of people who are quite even. For example, 2010, David Ortiz hit 18 before, 14 after. Okay, really close. All right, really close. Then there's other numbers which are quite staggeringly way off. Tino Martinez in 97, 28 before, 16 after. Todd Frazier might have the biggest differential here. Hit 25 in 2015. Hit 25 home runs before the All-Star break, 10 after. But then again, though, I didn't take into account games played. I didn't take into account if they were on the DL or anything like that. And another thing I wanted to look at was taking a look at the teams, the teams themselves that they were a part of. So looking at this, what do we got here? The last 20 years, the team that the Home Run Derby champion played on only made the playoffs 7 times. 7 times in the last 20 years has the Home Run Derby champions team made the playoffs. And there's only been one instance in the last 20 years of the Home Run Derby champions team winning the World Series. Can you guys guess which one it is? I know which one it is. 2001, Luis Gonzalez, who, by the way, he might have. Oh, no. It's still Todd Frazier. Luis Gonzalez, 2001, hit 35 home runs before the All-Star break, 22 after. Beast. His team finished 92-70. They made the playoffs, and they won the World Series against the New York Yankees. Luis Gonzalez, if you remember, hits the bloop single. He's jumping up and down. They score. Huge upset. I kind of remember watching that series. But to look at this, man, and just look at the fact that, yes, teams have these home run hitters, but oftentimes he's their whole fucking offense. And the team around him isn't good enough to get them far in the playoffs. Only 7 times. You know those 7 times? And I'm not going to count 2014 because Yoenis Cespedes got traded halfway through the season. He was on the Athletics. He got traded. Athletics made the playoffs. They did, and he was on the team, but he didn't play in the playoffs with them. He got traded halfway through the season. And then the team that he got traded to, the Boston Red Sox, sucked. They sucked that season, actually. They were last in the division. But the only times that this has happened, where the Home Run Derby champions team made the playoffs, 2013 actually, Yoenis Cespedes, first in the division, but they lost in the ALDS. 2012, Prince Fielder. Hey, Fielder. That's a really funny Brian Regan bit, if you guys like Brian Regan. With the Tigers, actually, they made the playoffs. Then they got swept in the World Series. I remember that year. That was not good. 2011, Robinson Cano for the Yanks. First in the division, lost in the ALDS. 2007, Vladimir Guerrero. They did make the playoffs, won the division, and they got swept in the ALDS. I forget by who. Another instance, Jason Giambi, 2002. They lost in the ALDS to the Angels. I think he was with the Yankees. Yeah, he was with the Yankees. Angels went on to win the World Series that year. 2001, Luis Gonzalez, we already talked about. In 1997, Tino Martinez with the Yankees. The one year that the Yankees did not make, or that the Yankees did not win the World Series, because they won it in 96. They won it in 98, 99, and 2000, I think. And then they lost in 2001. And then they did not win another one. And then they lost in 2003. Didn't they? To the Marlins? They did not win another World Series until 2009, where they beat the Phillies. I digress. So that's not really fair for like Tino. I don't know. He was just caught in between years, you know. But you look at a lot of these teams, man. Look at Giancarlo Stanton. Won the home run derby last year. His team finished third in the division. I mean, look at Barry Bonds in '96. His team finished last in the division. Look at Ken Griffey Jr. winning back-to-back years. They finished third in the division, under 500. I mean, you see a lot of this shit, man. You see 2003, Garrett Anderson for the Angels. For the Angels. Third in the division. Miguel Tejada, 2004, third in the division. I mean, you see a lot of this. David Ortiz in 2010, third in the division. But that's not really fair because they did have a good record, 89 and 73. So having said that, I wonder what's going to happen with Aaron Judge, especially because the Yankees had a nice start to the season. Kind of see Boston taking control a little bit of that division. I mean, excuse me. I mean, you kind of see Boston taking control of that division, but Aaron Judge is a beast. We all know this, so I'm going to be curious to see in this season where he's having a monster season, what he does after the All-Star break, if he can keep it up, and what happens with the team. I'm very curious about that. Because right now the Yankees they're playing for a wild card spot, which they probably will get as of now. You got Houston running away with the division. Indians, I hate to say it, probably going to win. Probably. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. What do you guys think of the home run derby? If I was a player, I don't know if I'd be in it. I really don't. You just heard Bryce Harper just say next year he will be in the home run derby. First of all, Bryce Harper, you gotta fucking hit home runs. You can't just say. First of all, this is kind of sounding like what LeBron did when he said he'd be in the slam dunk contest. They interviewed him on the sidelines after one. He's like, oh yeah, I'll be in the slam dunk contest. We're still waiting on that. I don't even want to see him in the contest anymore. Nah, I don't care. Don't care about that. So Bryce Harper, yes, you can be in the home run derby. Just hit some home runs. I'm not going to put you just because of your name, and I'm sure you're going to hit the home runs. I'm sure you are. I got no doubts about that. But if I was a player, I wouldn't want to be in it. I don't want to have to crank out home runs during a break, have it all fuck up my swing, and then come back in the regular season after the All-Star break, and all of a sudden you're thinking swinging for the fences, you're thinking bombing it out of the park, and you're seeing maybe strikeout rates go up, you know, your batting average falls, you're not getting on base. In fact, that would have been interesting to see. The strikeouts, how many, like the strikeout before and after. That would have been really interesting to see. I might look that up next time. And it's about that time to say next time. Guys, thank you for tuning in. You can catch this. I'm going to post this on Anchor, post it on SoundCloud, post it on YouTube. God bless you guys.